If you are struggling at all with any sort of purging behaviors, definitely stay tuned to this video. First, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie. I'm Long Island's eating disorder specialist. I post on this channel 2 times a week all about eating disorders, body image issues, and general mental health. So if you find that any of that could be interesting to you or helpful, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button down below, of course. I have made some changes to my YouTube channel. I am now posting, as I said, 2 times a week as opposed to 3 times a week. That's going to enable me to put more into my videos, but also I am creating resources for many of my videos, not all, but many. And the way to access that is to subscribe to my email list. Down below there is a link to do so, and at the beginning of each week I will send an overview of what's to come on my YouTube channel and different content platforms, and I will include any resources that will be used for my videos or that you can use in conjunction with my videos at that point in time. And of course, if you're watching this at a later date, absolutely subscribe to my email list and then reply to the welcome email and just state what video you were hoping to get the resource for, and I will definitely get that on over to you, because of course I don't want you to miss out. I also have an Instagram and a weekly blog. Feel free to check those out. I will leave those links in the description below. And of course, if you like this video at the end, I would greatly appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. If you are engaging in any sort of purging behaviors, it can be very, very difficult to break those behaviors. And I'm going to propose a radical change for you, a radical commitment to you. If you are struggling with purging behaviors, I'm going to ask you from this point forward that you commit yourself to never purge again. Stay tuned. I know that sounds so overwhelming and you're just like, oh, that's setting myself up for failure. And hold on, and I will definitely address that. Stay tuned to this video because I think that you may be willing to change your mind by the end. What we need to recognize is when you are purging, that's a compensatory behavior for eating disorders. So maybe you eat regular, what most people would perceive as normal, or maybe you binge, and then therefore you feel guilty and you want to get rid of that food, and therefore you purge in some way. Obviously there are different methods of purging, so whatever the method is for you, then just apply that in what I'm saying when I reference purging. So what happens is that we may binge because we know that we're going to purge it up. And that usually will continue the binging cycle as well. So when we decide that we are no longer going to purge or engage in that compensatory behavior, many times, and I'm not saying always, and I'm not saying for everyone, and that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you if it doesn't, but oftentimes we make it easier for ourselves to binge because we already know we're going to purge afterwards. So, or you have that opportunity to purge afterwards so that you can binge. It's almost giving yourself permission to binge because you're going to take care of it afterwards. So when you make this rule that you're no longer going to purge, then many times that actually does interrupt the binging behavior because you're like, well, crap, I can't do anything about it. Let's say that is going to be on the best end. That doesn't always happen. And like I said, it's absolutely nothing wrong with you if it doesn't happen that way. But another reason to get rid of purging behaviors, it is very dangerous. It could be very detrimental to your health, and it is very detrimental to your health, but there are very serious health consequences that can happen, and that really do happen very early on in bulimia even so. It's not something that you necessarily have to struggle with for years upon years upon years. It can happen very early on in your eating disorder. And I did a post about it on my blog. I will leave that link in the description below so you can check it out about some of the health consequences of bulimia. And I think I did a video on it. If not, I will make a video on it. So look out for that. If not, I will leave that in the cards. So when we engage in bulimic purging behaviors, we're setting ourselves up for very potentially dangerous consequences. So I'm hoping that from this day forward, you can commit to not purging. And I do have a resource that will be sent to you on my email list if you haven't already received it. If you're subscribing now, you will get it at the end of the week. is a commitment to not purging and a worksheet that's going to go along with it. So I would like for you to review the commitment, and if you don't have this, you could absolutely just write a statement down in your journal that you are committing to no longer purging and sign off on it. I want this to be a contract between you and yourself, and that's going to be something that I hope that you really work hard to honor. And of course, it's very easy to just say that, and it's hard to employ and hard to actually put into action. So ways to put it into action is to be prepared and have coping skills at the ready and distractions at the ready that can help you in the times that you may be more inclined to want to binge or to binge and actually complete the behavior. So this worksheet is going to allow you room to list as many coping skills that you could possibly think of, as many distractions that you could possibly think of. This way you are prepared for a time that you are looking or wanting to purge, and you have some alternatives to do instead. Now, it's really, really important to recognize that this is a commitment and this is a contract, but it's not going to mean that it's going to be perfect. It really doesn't mean that you'll never purge again. And I'm not saying that to give you permission to purge, but I'm saying that because you gotta have compassion to yourself and forgive yourself, because this is going to be a process. This is something that I hope that you continue to work on and to work through, but to be forgiving to yourself if it happens again. This is progress over perfection. You will never get to complete perfection with anything. So let's not just set yourself up for failure by saying that this is something that you have to do, or it's if you end up purging, that it's a failure. It's not. It's a process. It's progress, and that's what it's about. So if you do end up purging, even after making this commitment, recognize it. Say, okay, what can I learn from it? It happened. I'm going to have compassion toward myself. I'm not going to judge myself. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to learn from it, and just acknowledge it that it happened, and that's it. That's all the power it has over you. You can gain insight on it. There's no mistakes. If that happens, there's something that you can learn from it, and you can move forward. So be forgiving, compassionate, and non-judgmental toward yourself if you slip. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you are committing. Say, I am committing to no longer purging from this day forward, or something along those lines. Leave that in the comments down below. You could click my face over here to subscribe to my channel. And I wish you a purge-free life on your journey to finding your state of balance. And I will see you in my next video.